Alright, we have found our way to the infamous Élan School in Maine. This place has a very, very dark history. So it was a school for students, and they kind of didn't really treat it as a school. They treated it more like an insane asylum back in the day, and like a correctional facility, because they would make these kids fight each other. They would isolate them into isolation rooms as punishment. They would do a bunch of crazy stuff. This is a place for education.
Most of the old buildings are gone now. A few were lost to fire, others collapsed from years of decay. But the annex still stands, isolated and silent. Stepping inside, the first thing that hits me is the air. Heavy, stagnant, almost alive with the smell of rot.
Oh wow, this is all old paperwork. That's crazy. Old books and everything.
The floors are buckled, the walls peeling, but the structure remains stubbornly intact, as if refusing to disappear. I pass through rooms filled with broken furniture and forgotten belongings. Some walls are tagged with graffiti, but beneath the layers of paint, faint outlines of signs and labels remain. As I explore the annex, it's hard to imagine that this was once called a school. It feels more like a prison disguised as rehabilitation. And in many ways, that's exactly what it was.
Looks like there was a fire here. Some of these places have gotten burned down. And I hear a dog in the distance. I am so tired of hearing dogs when urban exploring. You can't reason with a dog, you can reason with a person. Dog kind of sounds like an elephant.
So after rewatching this footage, I listened to it, and it definitely was an elephant. I have no idea why I heard an elephant in the middle of Maine. I'm assuming it was at an animal sanctuary that was nearby, because there's a few animal sanctuaries around here. But I did some research, and none of them said that they had elephants. But that was very unexpected to hear an elephant while randomly urban exploring.
I think they were more so thinking they could keep these kids in.
The Elan School opened in 1970, founded by a man named Joseph Ricci, a self-proclaimed therapist who claimed he could fix troubled teens through confrontation and humiliation. Parents across the country, desperate for answers, paid tens of thousands of dollars to send their children here. What they didn't know was that behind the school's smiling brochures was a system built on fear.
So this is definitely where they were sleeping. Look at these beds.
Inside Elan, every moment of every day was controlled. If you disobeyed or even looked defiant, you'd be dragged into a general meeting, a circle of your peers screaming at you for hours. The staff called it attack therapy. They said it was meant to break down your ego. In truth, it broke kids down completely. One former student recalls being forced to wear a plastic bucket around her neck for days after she tried to run away. She said everyone was ordered to laugh at her. She couldn't remove it to sleep, couldn't take it off to eat. By the third day, she stopped crying, and by the fifth day, she stopped speaking. When she finally went silent, they told her that she was cured. The school's methods only grew more extreme over time. Students were made to scrub floors for hours, stand in corners for days, or wear signs around their neck listing their quote-unquote offenses. Letters home were censored or rewritten by staff. Even phone calls were monitored. Every word, every thought was controlled.
The dark history of this place, honestly, I'm not even surprised that it started to burn down.
One girl remembered being allowed to call her mother after nearly a year. When her mom asked if she was okay, staff stood behind her smiling. She wanted to beg for help, but she couldn't, because if she did, the punishment would begin the moment the call ended. If you guys are enjoying this video, I would like to ask you if you could make sure to hit like and to make sure to subscribe for future videos. I got new videos coming out every Friday at 6 p.m., so stay tuned for the next one. It's free to subscribe, and it helps me do this full time, and that's the goal, so I appreciate every single one of you. Let's get back to the video. Elan operated in security for decades. Politicians and journalists once praised this place as a miracle for behavioral reform. Parents were told their kids were being saved. But what they didn't see were the boxing matches, a punishment masked as therapy. In 1982, a 15-year-old student named Phil Williams lost his life inside these walls. What began as a punishment turned into a brutal, state-sanctioned fight, part of Elan's twisted behavioral program known as the Ring. Students were forced to box one another, surrounded by their peers, while staff encouraged it as a form of discipline. Phil was beaten unconscious and never recovered. His death was officially ruled accidental, but for many, it marked the moment the truth about Elan could no longer be ignored. Survivors later spoke out about the constant violence, humiliation, and psychological abuse they endured, and for decades their stories were dismissed or silenced. Phil's death became a rallying point for those who fought to expose what really happened here, a reminder that beneath the quiet Maine woods, this place hid something far darker than anyone wanted to believe.
Oh, I don't like this floor. This might be the last video I make. Cameraman never dies. I'll be fine.
By the 2000s, the world had started to catch up. The internet gave survivors a voice. One by one, they began sharing their stories, posting photos, and demanding answers. At first, few believed in them, but as more came forward, the pattern was undeniable. In 2011, under mounting pressure, Elan shut down quietly. They had no apologies and took no accountability. They just locked their doors and left a legacy of pain behind.
More bedrooms.
Years later, several of the buildings burned. Some were lost to arson, others to time. Flames consumed what little was left. Today, the campus is scattered ruins, nature reclaiming every corner. The annex and dorms are among the last structures still standing, silent witnesses to everything that happened here. Walking through what's left, it's hard not to feel the weight of it, the stillness, the sorrow. Each cracking floorboard feels like a memory trying to speak. The forest is slowly swallowing the campus, but for those who lived through it, the memories will never fade. The Elan School is supposed to heal broken kids. Instead, it broke them even further. And though the buildings are fading, the truth endures. A reminder that abuse doesn't always hide in the shadows. Sometimes it hides behind smiling faces, a brochure full of promises, and a locked door in the woods of Maine. If you found this story important, you should share it, because the more people know, the harder it becomes for history like this to repeat itself. Thank you guys so much for making it this far in the video. I appreciate every single one of you guys who watches, likes, and subscribes. I really appreciate you guys. You are the reason that I can do this full time. I'm honestly, I'm not making any money from this, but I will be soon, hopefully, and I can do this full time and keep making these amazing videos for you guys who enjoy them. I'll be dropping some merch soon, so stay tuned for that. And if you haven't already, make sure to go check out the Abandoned America series. I'm going state to state across the entire United States, exploring a ton of locations, and I'm putting them all into one video. So go check out the 4 or 5 videos that I have out now, depending on when this video comes out, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.